Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And it is very important for us to identify those of us whom God has cursed. So, again, we can discern these types of things upon the earth: the behavior of people, the character of our people in our homes, in society. But definitely, when God has humbled you to a point that you must come back and apologize for your behavior, you must be humble because of the character and the way that you have behaved upon the earth. When those people who are exposed, whom you have aligned with, you have aligned with your colonizers, your slave masters, and they have abandoned you. Once they have shown you that, it's okay to act like us, but you're not one of us. And we have abandoned you when you are, around your own people, the ones that you were supposed to be a part of. They can no longer be with you because you have aligned yourself for so long with the entity, and it takes time to cleanse that out of your hearts and your minds. So any of us who understand the Quran and who know the Quran, we read these words every single day. In Al-Fatiha, 1-7, we do not want to be with those whom God is angry with. We want to be around those who have favored. That has nothing, whom God has favored. That has nothing to do with what religion you identify with. That has something to do with what God has for us and what he wants for us, what he has explained for us. That we are not to be around people whom God's curse is upon, whom he is angry with. And so I have to give you that it also says this in the Holy Bible. It says this in the Holy Bible that we are not to be around those whom God's anger is upon, those people. And you can see those people. And in a later video, I'm going to give you examples of these types of people. So we have Ephesians 5:6-10. And it says, do not be with men or women who anger God and God's wrath is upon. So I want you to understand that. I want you to, really just, read this for yourself and understand that God is speaking you, and he has spoken twice, and he has sent, a messenger in order to remind you of your behavior and your conduct across the diaspora against your own sisters and brothers. You cannot allow yourself to fall into contempt with God by attacking your own brothers and sisters, and you are held accountable for your actions. And we are seeing that, with the FBAs, we are seeing that with a lot of our brothers and sisters across the diaspora who have been in alignment, and now they are regretting, turning their back on their sisters and brothers, because we have experienced a level of, racism and hatred unlike those who came here as immigrants and thought that they had received a better treatment because they were better in some way, because they were in proximity, to the narcissist, the colonizer narcissist, the enslaver narcissist across the diaspora in other countries. They have enslaved their minds. They have enslaved, their conduct and behavior to align with the colonizer and enslavers. So we are, asking that you, correct yourselves, and you just have to do better. because we were, and I hate to really just say it like it is, but I must say the truth. We were aware, after a certain time period that you were not with us and God had separated us from you so that you could learn your lesson from your master. And I really hate to say that in that way, because it's very hurtful to me that, again, we were looking, to become, closer to our brothers and sisters, and we understood that we could not do that because of the way that they believe, the way that they practice their beliefs against their own people. And again, we have this type of behavior in our own communities, as Black people, and we have asked God to separate us from those who want to be in proximity to their master. Those who want to remain addictive, those who want to, enslave their wives and their children, those who want to be treated, with the respect but give none. And I just wanted to give you this idea that, this comes from, the deep-rooted understanding of the religion, being imbalanced towards certain men and women in the community, harming your own people in the community, being over controlling in the community, and not, dispersing God's beliefs, not dispersing God's favor upon the male and the female, upon the home, in the community, across the diaspora, the way that God would have us do that. It is unfortunate that we have to go to such lengths as being, humble, so that we have to apologize for our behavior and our character of what has been taught and what has been, brought with you and cross oceans. And you did not let that behavior, cease and desist. You did not let it die because it was wrong where you were from, and you're going to bring that same behavior with you. It is the same thing in our community that we have been addressing. This is what we do not want to see. So we're going to go from, Surah Al-Ma'idah, and it says the same thing, to these people who have been humble, and you can see the error in your way. So, let us say Al-Ma'idah 5:60, those whom God has cursed. It warns us about those whom God has cursed. We cannot be around you. God has separated us from you because of your behavior, because of your character, because of your harming, people up on the earth because of your beliefs. If this was the way that God intended for you to carry this out, then, you would have been able to take over the earth, and you would not be humble in your position the way that you are now because of your behavior. A lot of our people, a lot of the women and the men in our community who are, doing things illegal, who are, addicts upon the earth, who want to sacrifice their own family members for power, they have been separated for the same behavior of being dishonorable in their character, their deeds, and wrath is upon them. And I'm going to give you a little bit more, examples of those people whom wrath is upon this week, because we definitely want to separate ourselves from those whom has that disease in their hearts of hypocrisy. Men or women, whether they are the leaders in your administration or the leaders of your community or the leaders of your house, God is separating us from those men and women who are in alignment with racism, who are in alignment with giving their gifts over into the entity for riches, to make things, to make it comfortable for them here on earth, and only for them and their people, and they do not care about anyone else. So now that they have been exposed, I just wanted to give you this understanding. I really appreciate all of you who have received this message from me of how you do not want to behave upon the earth with insolence and arrogance and pride upon the earth. You will be exposed and you will be humbled to the depths of the earth. So I thank you all for your support. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. Book your one-on-one sessions so that you can have a gift acclimated to you to clean out your heart, the disease from your hearts. Book your life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions, or you can book your one-on-one consultations. Donate to me. And also, like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.